It is widely acknowledged that a vibrant legislature is essential to democracy. Thus, for the legislature to be effective and efficient in its lawmaking role, it must earn the trust of the people it represents and strives to articulate citizens' views, their needs, yearnings, and aspirations into good laws with the intent of building a virile polity, engender good governance and development.
In Delta State, Southern Nigeria, Governor Ifeanyi Okowa is one leader who understands the clear roles of the legislature and how best those functions could be deployed to aid formulation of good policies and the accomplishments of set targets. Stay tuned as I take you through the vibrancy of the Delta State House of Assembly and how Governor Okowa has collaborated with lawmakers to enact and implement people-oriented laws that has helped to advance the development of key sectors in the state. My name is Henrietta Enweraku. Stay with us.
The eyes have it.
Smart Delta. Since the inception of Governor Okowa's administration, the growth, maturity, and good relationship that coexists between the executive and legislative arms of government are highly displayed through smooth enactment and amendment of laws. This, to a large extent, facilitates the implementation and enforcement of laws, policies, and the administration of public affairs.
Mr. Speaker, I commend your wisdom and statesmanship and extend my deep gratitude to all members of the House for your sense of duty and commitment to good governance and service delivery. Indeed, the type of cooperation and synergy this administration has enjoyed with this House is a model in the annals of legislature-executive relations. I consider myself blessed and privileged to work with an assembly that sees itself as a partner with the executive.
Speaker of the Delta State House of Assembly, Sharif Uburewari, in an interview with the Smart Delta media team, reiterated the effects of the harmonious relationship as it has made the State Assembly stand out amongst other committee of assemblies in the Federation. Hear him.
The Delta State House of Assembly is one of the most vibrant House of Assembly in the country, just because of our uniqueness. Every bill we passed, including motions on the floor of the House, are people-oriented and development bills. There's more unity now and there's more cooperation as a House. If you go around the states, you can see that there's development across the three central districts.
In the 21st century, the modern legislature has the power to exercise control over the executive, and Section 192, subsection 1 of the 1999 Constitution of Nigeria provides for the appointment of state commissioners, enabling the head of the executive branch of government to appoint some citizens to assist him in the onerous task of governance.
I bring greetings to the Right Honorable Speaker and members of the Delta State Assembly. It will be greatly appreciated if necessary action is taken to place the names of the nominees before the Honorable House for consideration and confirmation at your earliest convenience. Enable me effect their appointment. Kindly accept the assurances of my esteemed regards for you and Honorable House.
I have been able, by the grace of God, examine what looked like the marking scheme for the administration, and that centers on the issues of creating peace, building harmony across the different senatorial districts, ensuring that projects are executed and in good time and across the three senatorial districts, and also, to a very large extent, creating opportunities for our youth to be gainfully employed through the different platforms that have been created by the administration to ensure that we have more entrepreneurs who in turn will also produce additional entrepreneurs across the length and breadth of the state.
Take a bow, bro.
Mr. Speaker, thank you, sir.
Smart Delta. To promote greater transparency in public finance management, the Delta State House of Assembly has deepened its role of budget oversight thereby strengthening the Delta State government's accountability and curbing corruption in public management.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion as moved by my honorable member from Ughelli North 1. I beg to second.
Those in favor of the motion, as moved by the member representing Ughelli North 1, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it.
On the 21st of October 2021, Governor Ifeanyi Okowa presented a budget proposal of inclusive growth and accelerated development for the 2022 fiscal year to the Uburewori-led House of Assembly for legislative processing, scrutiny, and passage.
Let me thank this House for the timely consideration and approval of the 2021 Supplementary Appropriation Bill. The speedy passage of the bill testifies to the sense of responsibility and accountability that you have towards the good people of our dear state. We are on a mission to achieve a growth trajectory that will produce the desired outcomes for our communities, our youth, the poor and the vulnerable, by ensuring that our social intervention programs are well targeted.
In almost 7 years of the Governor Ifeanyi Okowa-led administration, over 75 bills have been passed by the State House of Assembly and assented to. These bills, which have now become laws, have assisted the administration to positively redirect the flow of government business and processes.
Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Further amendment by honorable members.
In areas of lawmaking, to look at laws, to bring up bills, both executive and individual sponsored bills. Because the bills, they go through a process, through first reading to second reading. Of course, the Speaker might choose to commit it to the committee of the House to look into the bill, after which the committee too might also want to call for public hearing so that it can be all inclusive to get all the stakeholders to make their input. The Speaker will now oversee that process as the chairman of the committee of the whole House to look at the bill clause by clause, after which if the amendments here and there cross the T's and dot the I's, then of course it goes into through third reading and the passage.
Keeping to the promise he made to Deltans in the course of electioneering campaigns, Governor Okowa, in less than 1 week in office in 2015, forwarded 2 bills to the State House of Assembly for necessary legislative actions. One of these bills sought to establish the Delta State Capital Territory Development Agency. The law has helped the administration to fast-track the development of infrastructure in Asaba, as the massive intervention by the Capital Territory Authority, especially in roads and storm drainage construction, has transformed the landscape of the territory.
The governor is very focused and very articulate, and when he came in on board 2015, it was an executive bill, and you know that God, the bureaucracy in the ministries, he decided to establish this capital territory to be independent, to be doing things directly, and you can see the beauty everywhere. Let us happy.
The other law signed alongside the Capital Territory Law is the establishment of the Technical and Vocational Education Board Law 2015, and today the technical and vocational education sector has improved tremendously.
The House of Assembly has played its role in helping to give legal framework. New technical schools are being built across the state with very solid infrastructure being produced for them. The whole idea is to be able to create that middle-level technical manpower that is needed to drive any economy.
Still in the education sector, just very recently, the governor signed into law bills for the establishment of 3 new universities aimed at widening access to higher education in the state. This move is gradually becoming a reality with the massive ongoing infrastructural upgrade to enable smooth takeoff of these universities.
We are happy with the progress thus far. So there's no doubt that the university is going to be a place that a lot of persons want to come into. You know the way Asaba is at the moment. All the courses we did present for immediate accreditation in the first year, both here in Denis Osadebe University, the University of Delta Agbo, and the University of Science and Technology of Zoro, they were all accredited.
The Delta State House of Assembly, in passing the establishment laws of 3 new universities, subjected the bills to a rigorous exercise by seeking the opinion and consent of stakeholders and leaders of diverse ethnic and interest groups.
I want to commend and appreciate the state government for this laudable initiative for upgrading and establishing the 3 new universities in the state. We applaud you. We are not opposed to it. We support it.
I want to, on behalf of the Polytechnic, say categorically that we are very strongly in support of this bill.
The anti-grazing bill for the regulation of livestock breeding, rearing, and marketing to prohibit open grazing in the state, which was assented to by the Delta State Governor recently, also went through the same process as stakeholders of various organizations were keenly involved before the bill was eventually passed into law in 2021.
I want to thank the members of the House for working always in the best interest of the state and for taking their work very seriously. We believe, as the Southern governors have stated, that we must start to look into other ways of ensuring that we're able to breed and that we're able to rear our cattle and other livestock in such a manner that is acceptable in modern times. And we believe that this is something workable.
In the healthcare sector, the Contributory Health Commission Law 2015 has given birth to a commission that caters for over 1 million people, including the vulnerable persons in the society, especially pregnant women and children under the age of 5 years, and those in the formal and informal sector. Currently, the Delta State Health Insurance Scheme is seen and serves as a model for the Federation.
Excellency programs are programs that you cannot displace. They are natural need, the basic physiological need of people. And so no government will displace it, especially this on health.
Everything here is free. That is the reason why I came. Even the day that I came to register, they did not collect any penny from me. I was in kind of say Oshu, because in Lagos when I gave birth for my first child, I paid money in there in General Hospital there. So when I came to this place, they said I not used to pay. Even their drug is free.
Furthermore, the Asaba Specialist Hospital Bill signed into law in 2021 is proof of Governor Okowa's steadfastness in providing an unadulterated healthcare system desired in the state. Asaba Specialist Hospital, built and fully funded by the Delta State government, provides several medical care services for all residents, both indigenous and non-indigenous of Delta State.
24-hour service is going on here with high-level professionals in the entire South. I doubt if you can see any of this replicate anywhere. And all of this, we owe it to God Almighty and owe it to His Excellency, the Governor of the state.
Me personally, I call him people's governor, the Kweme #1. And he's a governor that has the interests of people at heart. If you look at what he has been doing around him, nobody is exceptional. He carried everybody along and we are enjoying it.
Smart data documentary showing.
Oh yes. For this Okowa government, it is very clear say the executive and the legislature and the judiciary, they work harmoniously for the interests of Deltans.
Even since Okowa become governor, Delta State Legislature don't pass over 75 bills, and it is known as the most vibrant for Nigeria.
Papa Stonko, welcome.
Thank you. This Governor Ifeanyi Okowa government, the Delta State Legislature, get very good working relationship with the executive arm of government.
Now make us they enjoy peace, security, even good governance for Delta State.
Not only that one, the bills when Delta State House of Assembly don't pass for this Okowa administration don't help Delta State better.
My wife, you are there. Very correct.
now bring about Delta State job and wealth creation, where they empower thousands of youths, even Delta State Capital Territory Development.
Also, the Asaba Specialist Hospital.
Plenty.
Talking about Asaba Specialist Hospital, it reminds me about the equity plan of the Delta State Contributory Health Scheme. Free medication for children of 0 to 5 years and pregnant women.
Wait. So that means you get belle every year?
Honey.
Because they're free. You are appreciating the government. I see. I need to see Governor Okowa.
Smart Delta.
Mr. Speaker, he has not raised any point of order. Mr. Speaker, I'm under your protection.
Can you sit down, please?
Thank you, the vibrant Speaker of Delta State House of Assembly. May your days be long, Mr. Speaker.
The Delta State House of Assembly introduced and passed several bills that tackle the economic situation in the country, especially building a new generation of job creators in the state. A clear example is the Delta State Job and Wealth Creation Bureau law. This law has ensured Deltans are empowered, trained and equipped with the necessary apparatuses enabling them to grow in their desired aspirations. Successful programs like JEST, RISA, STEP, YAGEP, WESAP, to mention a few, have seen to the growth of thousands of Deltans.
The bill has been signed into law. You can see what we have today. It shows that he's a man of promises, and whatever he promised, he brings it to pass. We are excited because with what we've gotten today, our business will take more shape.
Why I'm so happy for that bill is that the other people will also benefit from it, because he have empowered me now. I'm out of this discrimination and begging out of the street and the rest.
Anchored on the principle of leaving no one or sector behind, the creation of the Delta State Oil Producing Areas Development Commission Law, DESOPADEC, enacted in 2007, was given priority attention immediately Governor Okowa assumed office. The legislature, however, exercised its function by amending this bill in 2015 to address the age-long neglect of the oil-bearing communities. The Commission meticulously embarked on developing the oil-producing communities by executing projects in many sectors such as healthcare services, building of schools and provision of learning and teaching equipment, provision of quality housing units, construction of roads in both upland and coastal areas, construction of concrete jetties to ease the burden faced by riverine communities who commute to Warri on daily basis through the surging Atlantic Ocean, and this commitment has since rekindled renewed hope for brighter days ahead.
The law says that the governor provide 50% of the oil revenue, and that His Excellency has been doing. The implementation process, it remits to the commission, and then the commission in turn also carry out the infrastructural project, and that as a house we have been interfacing with the commission to see how they use the funds given to them judiciously.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
In the same vein, an enabling law to amend the Traditional Rulers Council and Chiefs Law was passed and assented to by Governor Ifeanyi Okowa to avert Cold War and controversies amongst the royal fathers.
It's a very rich bill whereby rules are now specified. A lot of issues that were not clear before are now being institutionalized. They now know how their leaders have been appointed, functions are now being well specified, so that persons don't arrogate what is not due them to themselves. Now we have a new Traditional Rulers Council chairman, and it was peacefully done, unlike before. There is more peace now as a result of the enactment of this law.
In the area of justice delivery, the judiciary sector has also recorded a good deal of testaments with lots of bills signed into law. Bills such as the Delta State Advisory Council on the Prerogative of Mercy Law have, as of today, brought succor to inmates who are languishing in correctional centers across the state. It is also worthy of mentioning that the judiciary arm of government was accorded its full autonomy in line with the law. This in no small way worked in tandem in the best interest of good governance.
Essentially, it is giving effect to the separation of powers, which is flowing from the Constitution, to ensure that what is due to the judiciary does not have to come from the executive branch, but goes directly to the judiciary for their management and operations.
Just like the judiciary independence being the watchword of the legislative reform movement of the 1960s and 70s, the governor of Delta State, Senator Ifeanyi Okowa, has further demonstrated his respect for the rule of law by also according full financial autonomy to the state legislature, which has enabled them to operate independently.
Delta State is one of the few states in Nigeria that has become reference point whenever we talk of financial autonomy for state legislature and judiciary. Therefore, no wonder you see development everywhere in Delta State.
The Delta State Youth Parliament, DSYP, under the tutelage of the Delta State House of Assembly with direct supervision of the Ministry of Youth Development, is helping to provide opportunities for young people to learn about democracy in the state.
You have shown an unequaled support to youth development in the state. The legislative progress is evident in the peace we are enjoying today in our dear state, both with respect to the harmonized relationship of the three arms of government, as well as the progressive and highly admired unity of the 7th Assembly. I wish to express our sincere appreciation to you because of your interest in the growth of young persons, as your administration gave the much needed support for the establishment of this youth parliament.
I like encouraging youth, and what they are doing is something that we're all happy because they are all for our constituencies. I think this will encourage people to go into politics because it's very important to make your contribution in a situation like this. Not just organizing a youth parliament and it's just end there. I quite appreciate your vision and the things that you need to do.
The House of Assembly has continued to ensure quality training of all staff through regular capacity building programs aimed at the continuous development of members and all categories of staff that work in the Assembly to sustain effective performance in the legislature.
What this retreat has achieved is positioning the House for effective service delivery to the government and the people of Delta State. So in the final analysis, the winner for this management retreat is the people of Delta State.
If the staff are better equipped, our work will be faster, our work will be more intentional, more conscientious, so that implementation will be seamless by the executive.
Few months back, the second quarter general meeting of the Conference of Speakers of State Legislatures of Nigeria was hosted in Asaba, the capital city of Delta. These 36 speakers of the Federation deliberated on pressing issues threatening the existence of Nigeria, as they also lauded Governor Ifeanyi Okowa's unique relationship with the legislative arm of government.
Any man that has the passion to serve his people, you're not doing it for yourself. You are representing God on earth. On behalf of all legislators in Nigeria, I want to thank you very much. You are a model. Just like I told the chairman of the Governors Forum when the ESCO met with him, I begged him that he should use somebody like you to talk to other governors how to handle their legislators. Let them not make it a one-man show. The another thing we can say is that God Almighty will reward you and give you more opportunities to serve the state and the nation as a whole.
It is pertinent to note that the House leadership has continued to promote internal democracy as the parliamentary rights of individual members are protected and respected as they carry out their functions that serve the positive interest of Deltans.
We work according to the rules of the House. The rights of the members are protected, so I can tell you the House is very strong. We go on debate and we take it squarely, hook, line and sinker. And the Speaker, as a presiding officer, is doing very well. For example, I am the Chairman, House Committee on Works. We write to the Ministry that we want to inspect ABCD projects to ensure that the contractors are working in line with the specification.
Most importantly of all is that we have been able to achieve unity, we have been able to ensure peace in this state, and that is very, very instructive to my mind.
The feedback segment.
This week, we have a question on our Instagram from Obinna Okeke, and it reads, how has the Assembly managed to remain vibrant and yet maintain clear independence, even while working in synergy with the executive?
Thank you for this question, and it's a good question. And the governor that we know very well, Senator Ifeanyi Okowa, is a God-fearing man as a former senator. So he believes in this separation of power. And as a house, we are vibrant, yes, because we are doing the right thing. And it doesn't interfere with what we do as a house.
I want to urge all Deltans and all Nigerians and persons from across the world to continue to watch Smart Delta. They're doing so well. It's a good means of communication of what we do in Delta State. I'm quite excited that they've been getting the information out there. If you want to know a lot about what is going on in governance and development in Delta State, continue to watch Smart Delta. You will definitely be able to get all the information that you require.
Text your questions to 08121192133 or send with the hashtag #access to all our social media platforms.
You better run, come to Delta State. Come and see the good things where Okowa they do. You better run, come to Delta State. Come and see the good things where Okowa they do. I see your job and work creation in Delta. Make the youth say them highlight Okowa. I see good roads everywhere in Delta. Make the people say them cola. Come live in Delta. Say me I say. Come invest in Delta. Come explore the potentials of our state.